that my funds would not properly reflect, because I house it in these beautiful mansions, waterfront views. Like, I choose all these amazing places, and it's partially because I believe that I was meant to have this luxurious bougie lifestyle. I'm just catching up, getting my money back right. But I live a bougie lifestyle. And I say that because I'm also confident that I was put on this earth to do great things. And so what I want to talk about today is, for each of you, what were you put on this earth to do? When I say AI for everyone, that first AI is amplifying impact. So you have to first be clear, like, what impact do you want to make on this planet? What impact do you want to make in your community? What impact do you want to make in your family's life? I'm going from big to small, right? Like, what impact do you believe you were put on this earth to experience yourself? Right? And so when you pause and you get clarity around what impact you were meant to have, and then you take actions that allow you to not only get there, but get there with ease. And that is what the Japanese call ikigai. Like, when you're doing what you love, right? And you're fulfilling a need in the universe, and you throw in the AI side of it, which is simply saying, I know what I was meant to do. I do it well. I'm fulfilling a need in the universe. And I throw in the AI side because the beauty of it is we can make it easier, right? The fourth part of that ikigai, it's really 4 concentric circles, is you get paid to do what you love to do, right? And so that's important too. So if you're a professional, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're retired, whatever it is you love to do, I can guarantee you getting clarity on your impact, your purpose first, is really how you live powerfully, how you have the best life of your life, best life that you could ever imagine. So my foundational statement regarding AI is not the power. When I talk about living powerfully with AI, you're the power. It's the impact that you want to have on this planet, right? In the universe, on the people around you. So AI simply amplifies whatever you are already there to accomplish. So when you're clear on who you are and what you're here to do, everything changes. There's an ease and a flow, right? Have you ever, people always say life is life, and there's all kind of crazy things happening and crazy people that are out there. The beauty of this, I'm going to talk about this in this presentation that I'm going to share. I'm going to go through it relatively, I'm not going to say quickly, because I do want to make sure I'm sharing information that it's life-changing if you really hear me, if you hear what I'm saying. So success is no longer about doing more. It's about amplifying what matters most. First, what matters most to you, what matters most to those around you. How can you make a positive impact, right, in community, right? Success looks like clarity and alignment. So what you say you want to do is align with what you actually do. That's success as well. So results actually will move your life forward, and it'll move the life of others forward as well. So what I'm going to talk about and what I'm going to share with you right now is, again, I keep wanting to amplify this language around amplifying impact. That's our core message. We're here to amplify your impact. And I'm going to talk about how you do that by using your own resources, starting with the one right between your ears. Yes, I'm referring to your brain. So again, I mentioned AI doesn't replace you, it expands you. So you can talk about amplifying your impact, your imagination, your insight, your intuition as a leader. It's all those things. So I have a ton of tools, and I'm not even focused on that because that's secondary. If you're not clear on what you want to accomplish and how to get there up here, someone could hand you $1 million. They can hand you a tool that will make you $1 million, and you could be like there's a whole thing that happens right when you're not ready. So I am going to share a beautiful presentation, and I'm going to do it in a way that I hope will benefit those who are watching the show. Okay, I'll scooch over just a little bit. Okay, so AI for everyone and living powerfully with AI. And I've shared this concept before because it's so powerful. We talked about success. Success looks different for each of us. What if I told you I could guarantee your success? Guarantee your success. And I do it with 3 words: faith, focus, and follow through. It's beautiful. It is absolutely an unshakable recipe for success. And so we don't just talk about ideas here, we really are all about activating them. So if you stay with me here, our theme today is the F words, guaranteeing your success with faith, focus, and follow through. And the word faith has a really scientific approach. So stay with me here. If you're not a believer, it's okay. It's okay. You're gonna love this. So what I do have for you is clarity that faith is really about the beliefs that you have. And so that's why we're going to talk about neuroscience and the power of the mind for you to be able to accomplish everything that you want in life with ease. And I say that because it's true. The concept of focus, we're going to pivot what we mean when we talk about focus. So it's not just how you direct your energy, it's also what do you filter out. Hello, what many things can you filter out? And then the third F is follow through, and that's the action. That's the what actions are you taking to move toward your goals, to turn your vision into reality. So these three F words that will help you to live powerfully. Now, I love this visual because we're going to first go deep and talk about faith. And faith has a few meanings. And when I talk about faith, I'm referring to your belief system, like what you believe. Faith also includes your identity. Who do you believe you are? Like I call myself Fit Traci, F-I-T. It's like fake it till you can make it, right? Fit, F-I-T, Fit Traci. Because that's one of the goals that I have is to be more fit. Fit Traci. I'm brilliant Traci. I don't have to fake that one. But I'm not as fit as I would like to be. So faith is belief, it's identity, who you believe you are, but it's also expectations. And we'll talk more about expectations because what you expect to happen, you'll see you actually manifest that, because oftentimes our brain will filter out the things that we don't expect. If you expect people to be nice to you, I'm going to see people being nice to me. If you say that no one likes me, then you're going to filter out the nice people and just focus on, you're going to question people's intention, and it's going to feel different. Life will feel different for you. Now, what I love about this is that faith is neurological, right? It's a neurological conversation. People can think about faith as it relates to the spirit, but faith is really neurological. The science around faith is real. And so this is a beautiful picture of the brain. And there's a part of our brain that's called the reticular activating system. And what that does is it filters reality based on what you believe. So you don't actually see the world as it is. You see the world as you believe it is. I hope that makes sense. Because it's huge. Just want to pause. You don't see the world the way it is. You see the world the way you believe it is. Stay with me. So the brain finds what you seek. Y'all, do you love this? This, if you think to yourself that this will work, of course it will. Then you find the opportunities. You find ways to make it work. If you think, of course this won't work, nothing ever works for me, ho hum, then you find the obstacles. Like this is a Traci. This is neuroscience, and I spent decades reviewing this, going over this, reading books and research. And it's not my story, although I'm living it, so I can tell you this to be true. But there's tons of research that verifies faith is really this selective evidence, right? It creates this selective evidence. If you believe positive things, then you choose a positive outcome, meaning you're going to, even when something negative happens to me, I always say, every situation can be turned into a gift or an opportunity, meaning this too will work out for my good, right? And so the science behind that is, if you believe it's going to work out for your good, then you don't go down a rabbit hole of negative energy. So again, the brain finds what you seek. Are you seeking opportunities or are you seeking obstacles? I'm seeking opportunities. That is for sure. That is for sure. So I love this too. This is a famous quote, and you don't actually get what you want. You get what you believe you are. This kind of goes back to what you believe you what you believe you deserve, what you expect. So if you believe I'm Fit Traci and Fit Traci loves vegetables, I love water. Like I really do. Like I tell myself that all the time in case a Coca-Cola craving comes on. Like Fit Traci loves ice water, and I really do. So so believe who you are. Back to faith being belief, identity, and expectation. It's a combination of those things. So we always talk about like walking in your faith, walking in your beliefs. That is how you truly change the status quo. So if I had to ask you guys a question, and this is just for you, what do you believe about yourself right now that might not even be true? And then what do you believe would change your entire life if you adopted it today? Like if you thought, I'm a money magnet, everyone loves me, everyone wants the gifts that I bring to the table, my business is right. These are affirmations. So you decide, and that's really the question you want to ask yourself is, what are those things? And I'm going to ask you to pause and think about that as we're moving forward. What are the things, the beliefs that you have about yourself and about who you are that can actually change your entire life? If you up-leveled your beliefs, right? If your faith was up-leveled, that's why I'm saying faith, focus, follow through. If you believe I'm exceptional, you're right, I'm a money magnet, I am fit and fabulous, right? I am fabulous, and I'm fitter than I've been in a while. Some of y'all know I had a stroke a few years ago, and I am stronger than I've ever been. It feels amazing. So I say that all the time, right? I'm strong today and getting stronger every day. So here's a quote that I love from one of the guys that actually, I was teething on Wayne Dyer back in the day. When you change the things, the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And that basically is saying, when you change, again, your expectations about a situation, an individual, right, whatever it might be, right, it changes the thing. Like it changes your experience in life, your beliefs, your faith, all of those things change. And this is another guy that I actually love, was raised on. Les Brown was actually in Florida. He's a Florida guy, like me. I was born in Florida. I knew he was in South Florida. I used to, this is to tell you how old I am, but I used to listen to cassette tapes from the library. The cassette. I used to listen to Les Brown cassette tapes. I read a lot. I was pretty much a nerd, which, I love books over baby dolls, I'll say. Like I never found any value in baby dolls. I was just like, what? I didn't understand the concept. Why would I want to be diapering something that I don't even want to take care of? No, I'm joking. But I'm not joking. I never liked baby dolls. But I love this guy. And this is one of his most famous quotes. He says, act as if it were impossible to fail. But he also says, act as if whatever that identity that you want to walk into, that you believe you are, that you want to be in the future, act as if you have that now. Does that make sense? Act as if. I love him. I love me some Les Brown, y'all. Okay, now who doesn't love Tony Robbins, right? And what I did, and this isn't the final presentation. I actually did a whole bunch of edits to one of these presentations. I highlighted words and bolded things out. The 3 words that I highlighted in this were the 3 words. The word was beliefs, so that was bolded, and then they have the power. The word power was in italics because beliefs have power. If you hear nothing else from this quote, just know that it has the power to create or to destroy, meaning to create the life that you desire or to destroy your dreams because you're thinking about stuff that isn't true. And we call them limiting beliefs that take you down the wrong path. So your beliefs can either create the life of your dreams or they can destroy the joy because you believe in the wrong thing. So the reason I'm focusing on beliefs and this show is about amplifying your impact. I can't go and living powerfully with AI. I can't take you down a path of any type of documentation or instrumentation or AI tools at the moment because I need to make sure we're all clear on what we want to amplify and how we are sometimes our biggest saboteurs in getting there. So if we believe that our beliefs have power to either create or destroy, then we got to choose the beliefs that are going to create, right? So we do have to be a lot more intentional. I am a woman of faith, although the faith that I mentioned when I say faith, focus, follow through, faith is really beliefs. It's the concept of beliefs I said your expectation is a part of it, and your identity. So your beliefs, your identity, and your expectation. That's my definition of faith. Although I am a believer, so there's three books that I really, 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 really love. The first book is called The Purpose-Driven Life, and he anchors purpose, right, as one of our key beliefs. Like, why was I put on this earth? That's why I kind of wanted to circle back to that. You have to be clear on your purpose, so that no matter what's happening, whatever goal you're trying to accomplish, if you're clear that this is part of my purpose, you're going to go after that thing, right? You're going to be all over it. So I know exactly why I was put on this earth, to amplify impact. That's why my business is now called Amplifying Impact. AI for everyone, not AI, artificial intelligence for everyone. It's amplifying impact for everyone, amplifying imagination, amplifying your intent, amplifying your intuition. Like, I'm here to help you amplify whatever deliverable purpose that you have on this earth. My goal is to help you to amplify it. Now, do I believe there's some tools that could probably help you do it faster, easier? Absolutely, I do. That's the living powerfully with AI part. But AI can also amplify a mess, and we don't want messes. We want clarity, we want intention, and that's why this part of this my contribution to the universe is so important, right? So, The Purpose-Driven Life, if you haven't read it, it's an amazing book. The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. This is by Deepak Chopra, and I absolutely love him. I love me some Deepak. And he has 7 laws. There's one law of intention, which is really important. There's also, the first law has to do with the, law of infinite possibilities. So believing anything is possible. And that's me. Like, when I first read that, I was like, of course. My mom was a growth mindset kind of girl. She was always like, you can do anything, you can learn anything, you can be anything. Like, so I have that, I believe that wholeheartedly. But the 7 spiritual laws of success, one of them is the law of intention, right? That's about, again, I said, being intentional about your beliefs, what you say to yourself is more important than what you say to some, equally as important, probably more so, than what you say to other people. Because, right, that's gonna either limit you or elevate you to the life of your dreams. So there's also one of the hardest laws for me as a high achiever was the law of detachment. I think it was like number 5 or something like that. And I was thinking, detach from the outcome? What do you mean? What do you mean detach from the outcome? And that has a lot to do with, again, believing that everything's going to work out. You may not know exactly how it's going to work out. So you do your part, whatever you know you were meant to do. There's going to be some mystery involved. And so I kind of walk in that right now. Every day I walk in that in a beautiful way. Even when people do me wrong, I'm like, you know what? It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. So the law of detachment says I disconnect from the outcome, but I'm very intentional about how I show up. So those aren't not saying disconnect from the outcome. No one detach from what the outcome is. No. It says don't worry about it. Don't stress over it. Don't stress the small stuff. You show up and do your part and assume the universe has more power than you. Right? My creator has more power than me, but so does the universe. Right? This metaphysics, is also scientific. Right? That says, our minds have this connection with other things and other beings, and so we really do project an energy. You guys remember the book, what was it called, the secret, the law, something secrets, I forgot. I'll go back to it. I have it in my bag. What was this? Anyway, something about the secrets, the law of the I can't remember the name of it, but there was another book about secrets, and it was like the law of attraction. The law of attraction. And they called it this major secret. Well, it ain't a secret that you attract certain things into your life based on how you show up. So the law of attraction, right? It's not a secret. It really isn't. None of these are secrets. It's all information that's been out there for thousands of years. Literally, I did some research and I was going back. I was like, oh my God, you'll see. I think I even referenced some older content. That the Bible is actually one of them. And you don't have to be a believer to understand that faith without works is dead. That's the same concept of saying a thing and not doing the thing means you're going to get the same outcome that you got without doing it, right? So I think the concept of saying, if you're spiritual, which I am, I think that's part of my superpower. Like, I don't worry about nothing because can't nobody out bless me, can't nobody out bless my creator. So I'm like, whatever shenanigans is happening, I'm covered by the blood, as they say. I'm covered by the blood. But I've done a lot of research on the science of it, the neuroscience of the brain, and that's why I'm saying it's guaranteed to work. You don't have to be a believer. It's guaranteed to work. You just have to believe that you're set up for something greater, right? And that's how we excel. Okay, let me keep moving. Okay, so I have read about 1,000 books. I stopped counting, I think, when I was a junior in college. And I only say that because I was, actually writing a book. I was writing a book, and I was creating inventory of content that I wanted to put into the universe. And then I realized all these things, books are saying the same thing. So then I started doing my own interpretation of various content. So this is just a reminder that when you read something, if you can believe it, you can become it. So, the books that you can consume, they do become a part of your beliefs, right? They feed your faith, they feed your wisdom, and it is important that you show up, elevated. So it is important to read various books. I just gave you three of my favorites. And I love this quote. Who doesn't love this handsome gentleman, Nelson Mandela? When you think about faith, and I'm still on the faith of the three F's, faith, focus, and follow through. When you think about faith, it always seems impossible until it's done. It seems impossible until it's done, until you're the one who does it, who accomplishes that goal. So that is so beautiful and so powerful. Stay with me. I got two more quotes. Faith is, I love this one. Faith is the permission, right, that you give yourself to become who you already are. Come on now. It's a permission slip. It's like, I'm already that person. Let me make sure I'm not standing in my own way. And I do this work around saboteurs. We call it positive intelligence. You look at your own saboteurs. What's holding you back? Like what might be, because we all have, our mind can be our best friend or our worst enemy. This is how we show up and make it our best friend. So this is an activation script for you. So stay with me here. So you want to set the stage. Close your eyes and you can picture the version of who you already are and who you want to be. For example, fit Traci, right? I'm in a size 10, tight, no excess belly work, which I have right now. And so you want to challenge your current beliefs, right? Because filters, can be changed. So if you believe, because I also have beliefs about rewarding myself. I used to believe that I needed to reward myself. Well, that's how you reward yourself. If it's not aligned with your goals, then that could be problematic as well. I'm sitting here in Seattle, y'all, 3 blocks from the Space Needle with this amazing view, and I have the balcony door open. So we just had a little background. Hopefully that's good. Okay, and then you want to land the lesson. So my concept is the knowing that faith is not wishful thinking. It's neurological, as I mentioned. These are decisions to see the possibility first and then take actions, right, to accomplish those goals. I love this one. You guys know this handsome gentleman as well. I'm the greatest, right? This is Muhammad Ali. He used to say, I am the greatest. He said, I said this even before I knew I really was. So he was like, I am the greatest. So this is the faith concept. So this is the full picture of faith, right? There's a neurological aspect, that reticular activator, right, that we were talking about before, the part of your brain that filters reality through what you believe. So if you know your brain is filtering, then you want to believe the thing that is aligned with the goals that you want. And so you do have to do some inventory. That's why, I'm also a certified transformational coach, and we help people with their thoughts. Because sometimes beliefs are like the wind. You, as a person who has a belief, may not actually know what you're believing, but we do some inventory and look at how things show up in your life, right? You talk about the breeze that's blowing, right? That's wind. It gives you reflection that there's wind out there. Same thing, that if you get certain results in your life, there are beliefs that are leading to that. Right? And then your identity. Who are you? And then your expectations. I mentioned that. That's the full picture when you think about the word belief. It's the neurological. It's how your brain is filtering information based on what you believe. It's the identity of who do you believe you are. And it's also the expectation. What do you believe is going to happen? Everything works out for my good. Thank you. I believe that to be true. So, if you believe it, that's step one. That's the faith factor. When we come back and we're going to talk about, now that you can see it, we're going to transition from faith to focus. And what I love most about focus is very, very simple. It's not only the direction of energy. That's just the beginning of it. It's not just the direction of energy. It's also this concept of what you focus on expands. So we talk about amplifying impact. When we're clear on what your impact is, we're going to create focus and allow you to filter out the things that are not aligned with that goal. Are you with me, y'all? We're about to get good now. We're about to go deeper. So stay with us. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Traci Harrell, and you're enjoying Amplifying Impact, AI for Everyone, and Living Powerfully with AI.
You're listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Check us out on social media. Facebook and Instagram, Rainier Avenue Radio.world, and on Twitter at Rainier Ave Radio.
Buying a home isn't just a purchase, it's a legacy move. Maybe you're just starting your home ownership journey, or maybe you're a homeowner who's fallen behind on your mortgage, property taxes, or HOA dues. Wherever you are in your path, Washington Home Ownership Resource Center connects you to trusted guidance every step of the way. Vetted resources, trusted referrals, real support. If homeownership is your goal, or you're trying to protect the home you already have, don't face it alone. Visit homeownership-wa.org or call the Homeownership Hotline at 877-894-4663 today. The Washington Home Ownership Resource Center, educating and empowering future and current homeowners from Washington State.
Women Empowerment Talk Radio, your community connection to business success. Tune in weekly to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Listen and learn from local and national guest speakers, providing resources and knowledge for the everyday business owner. Women Empowerment Talk Radio, weekly on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Hey Seattle, here's some storage tips to love food, stop waste. Onions make potatoes sprout faster. Keep onions away from potatoes. Ripe bananas give off a gas that makes the fruit around them ripen faster. Store bananas away from other fruits. 40% of food in the U.S. goes uneaten. Save money, save food, save the planet. Visit Seattle Public Utilities for more tips.
Greetings. This is your host, DJ Naftali, Rainier Avenue Radio.world. The best DJ in the Seattle area. You can catch me every Monday at 8 p.m. on YouTube. Like I said, this is DJ Naftali, best reggae in Seattle, Washington, the best radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Right?
A teacher who hurt their back and got prescribed opioids. A daughter trying to cope with a loss in the family. A friend silently struggling, thinking they'll be a burden if they ask for help. People with addiction come from all walks of life. And the truth is, they stand a better chance of recovery with our support. Reaching out and sharing local resources can make all the difference. Don't count them out. More people recover with support. Find more ways to help at supportaddictionrecovery.com. That's supportaddictionrecovery.com.
You are listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Don't forget to log on www.RainierAvenueRadio.world.
Hey y'all, this is Dr. Traci Harrell, and I am so excited to be back talking to you, connecting with you. And as you know, we were talking about the 3 F words. We were talking about faith, focus, and follow through. We were talking about this concept of focus now, the direction of energy. And what I love most, let me see if I can get you right here. We were just talking about faith, and the I'll go backwards because I want to do this little recap, the full picture of the faith factor, right? It's your brain, faith and beliefs. That's the full picture. So it's your brain. It is the neurology of your brain that says you will filter out certain things. You're going to filter out elements that you don't believe, that are not aligned with your beliefs. And so the fact that you can change your beliefs means that you get to create a reality that aligns with the goals that you want to accomplish. So if your faith is a combination of your brain, your neurology, the reticular activator system, those filters, right? Your identity, who do you believe you are? And then walking in who you believe you are, and your expectations, right? Your expectations and your beliefs matter. So if you believe that my business is amazing and I attract dollars and people love what I do, then that's the truth that you're going to materialize. You're going to manifest that. You're going to filter out other things. So I think it's really important to remember that faith it's neurological, right? I am a believer, but you don't have to be. That's the beauty of it. The science is in your favor. It says if you believe a thing, you will filter out the things that aren't aligned with that. How cool is that? It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool if you have the information. If you have the knowledge of that, it's pretty cool. Right? I mean, I read so many books when I was growing up. I was like, wow, like this should be taught in school. Like if we all knew that we could literally manifest the life of our dreams, we'd be a lot more intentional about what we think. Right? We'd be investing real dollars in who we believe in, our identity, right? We'd be creating and celebrating expectations that, hey, I believe everything is going to work out for my good. So this faith factor is really, really important. So we're saying you believe it first. Faith is what you believe who you are, what do you believe you can accomplish, what are you filtering in and what are you filtering out. And so now once you believe something, you believe the thing, right now, can you see it? Can you see it? That's important, right? That focus factor. And I think for me, focus, if you just had to think about it in the simplest terms as you were defining the word, it's the direction of your energy. Does that make sense? The direction of your energy. And what I love about this, what you focus on expands, right? Energy flows where your attention goes. So when you pay attention to shenanigans, there's a war. Where? I know it's happening, but I'm not watching it. I'm not sitting up watching it. He doesn't get my energy. They don't get my energy there. It's important, but I'm trying to contribute positive things into the universe, so I can't spend a whole lot of time and energy there, right? There are people who have said things about me that aren't true, who are harming me in this very moment by not paying me, right? And all kind of things. And it's like, it's okay. And I say that lovingly because I don't focus on them. I focus on what God has me here to do, and that is to help others, to amplify impact. But also now I'm going to be focused on amplifying my own impact. I realize I can't be giving all of my gifts away for free thinking I'm helping community, when the truth is I actually need to be very intentional about my work. And so I'm being intentional. I'm gifting my services here because this is so valuable. Like this, I'm putting this in my next book as well. The book with the same title, Amplifying Impact, AI for Everyone and Living Powerfully with AI, because it's so powerful. Like I wish someone had packaged this for me in this way because it's so powerful. So anyway, I'll keep moving. Your energy flows where your attention goes. Now, similar to us talking before about what you believe, and if you believe in the opportunities that are coming, that yes, I can do this, you're going to be focusing on those opportunities. If you believe, oh, Lord, woe is me, right? Then you're going to be focusing on the obstacles. Similarly, focus is a decision. And I always say decisions determine your destiny. I'm a transformational coach. I'm with Success Magazine. I'm a success coach with Success Magazine. I'm a transformational facilitator through David Bear. I'm a transformational coach with Debrina Jackson-Gandy. She has a Mastermind Unlimited. Like when I say this is my thing, the concept of transformation is so important. So if you know that you choose every day, focus is a decision. You get to decide, you get to choose. Am I going to focus on the possibilities or the problems? I choose possibilities, please. Right? I'm focusing. If anybody who knows me, you already know. I'm focused on the possibilities. And when you start talking negative stuff, I can't even go there with you. I'm sorry. You can expect me. Your expectation from Traci is going to say something positive and try to help hold you accountable to the loving things that you said. That's kind of who I am. And hopefully you'll do that for me. That's my love language, right? So the idea of focusing on what's possible, that's where my energy flows. I don't assume negative things about even people who do bad things. I don't assume that. I assume that they got issues. And that's between them and Jesus, and I'm gonna keep over here, right? So I believe in what's possible, but I also believe in vision. Fear is, a huge obstacle for a lot of people, whether it's the fear of success or the fear of failure. But when you really focus on your vision, Don't be worried about, there may be fear, I'm uncomfortable, I'm feeling a little nervous, but what's your vision? That's why we started this whole conversation by saying, what do you believe is possible? What were you put on this earth to accomplish? Visualize that. If you think you were meant to be a speaker, visualize yourself up on a stage. If you think you were meant to start a business and do whatever it is, your vision is where you should be focusing. Not on the fear, not on the opportunities, right? The problems. Focus on the positive, the possibilities. That's the neuroscience of it too. Let me get myself centered. I used to say it, right? You want to focus on the possibilities and you want to focus on the vision. I'll keep moving. Now this is another quote. This is by Earl Nightingale. We become what we think about. We become what we think about. Now, Michelle Obama has this amazing book called Becoming. And everything I do, I always put the ing. It's a gerund, right? It's an action word. So I'm amplifying impact. It's not amplified yet. I'm amplifying it every day. We're amplifying your impact. We're amplifying your imagination. What's possible, right? I mean, I love that. So you become what you think about. This is one of my other individuals that I grew up watching literally every day was Oprah Winfrey. Right. And this concept of focus for her, she's like the biggest adventure that anyone can take on is to live the life of your dreams, not someone else's, not their expectation of what success looks like, but your dreams. Come on now, stay with me here. That's an adventure. I've never thought, people say you're supposed to get married and have children. I never liked baby dolls. Why would I want to have a thing? I like other people's kids. My sister at one point called me her baby's daddy, right? Jokingly. But I was like supportive. I'm a good auntie, right? But I never wanted to like have a thing growing inside of me and then be forever responsible. I had no interest in that. I'm being honest. I want to contribute. I want my plants, my animals, my books, my writings, my contribution. I'm pouring into that. And if anybody wants information, I'm in. Like I want to pour into my people. I want to help you amplify your impact. My projects are my babies, right? So I want us to go on this adventure of life, right? To live the life of your dreams. And I love that so much. Again, another little quote from Tony Robbins, right? Where focus goes, energy flows. So we talked about that, right? Where your attention goes, energy flows. So we know that to be true. Now, stay with me here and I brought this up because this is how you train your brain, right? It's guaranteed to work. So you gotta stay with me. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. Or I'm going to ask my producer to do that because the last time I tried to do this, I think I messed something up. Let's see if I can do this like this. Okay, there we go. So we're going to focus. When you focus, you train your brain for guaranteed results, right? So the first thing you do is train your attention. You want to practice focus, repetition to strengthen that reticular activator. Remember we were talking about the part of your brain that filters things in or out? That is your superpower. That is beautiful. That means you can filter out people's shenanigans. It's a ninja superpower to be able to focus, to filter things out. So you want to train your attention, right? And then you want to reinforce those neural pathways. So as you repeat targeted thoughts, right, that helps to solidify desired results. So you literally create new neural pathways when you repeat and you do things consistently. So you get to train your outcomes. You align your attention with your goals. He already said where your attention goes, right? Your energy flows where your attention goes. So you want to align your attention with your goals. So that's where your energy will flow and it will shape real results. So this is how you train your brain, right? You really practice. You use that filter, that reticular activator, which could be for you or against you. And I say, let's make it work for us. And there's, again, when I talk about faith and focus and follow through, right? The neuroscience tie-in is, again, that reticular activator, RAS, those filters, they will focus you on the right things if you choose. We already said focus is about decisions. You decide what to focus on. So what you rehearse mentally, you reinforce neurologically. So when I say you get to create the brain, right? You get to create, the life of your dreams. You get to ask yourself some questions. So when you think about this focus, this filter, ask yourself, what do I actually want? Why does it matter? And then what am I choosing to ignore? That last question is really powerful. So when you think about What am I choosing to ignore? Let me put this back up here so we can be all on the same page, right? This concept of what do I want? What am I choosing to ignore? And I'm gonna ask you guys. I have this activation. So we're gonna do this for this particular week. This is the activation on focus. So I'm gonna ask my producer to drop this in the chat for me. This question is very simple. It's two questions. What are you focusing on this week? And the second question is actually my favorite. What are you done focusing on? Come on now. There are some things that you've been putting some attention to that you're like, ooh, if I just stop wasting energy over there, watching that thing, doing that thing, listening to that person, right, worrying about whatever they're saying, if I could just focus my attention on my goals, wow, imagine how much more successful you would be, and success by your terms, not someone else's. Come on now. I love this. Now, this right here is my favorite quote. I said it earlier, but I'm actually going to say it again. You don't see the world as it is. This is neurologically proven as well. I talked about it during the faith section. I'm saying it again during the focus section. You actually don't see the world as it is. You see the world as you believe it is. Hello? Is anybody home? Come on now. Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't see the world as it is. You see the world as you believe it is. That's why it's so important for you to focus on your beliefs. It's so important that we understand what we believe is true about ourselves, our identity, what we believe is true about what our expectations are. That's what we're going to create. I'm not saying bad things are going to happen that you have no control over. I'm saying two people are going to have the same messed up situation and be thinking about it differently and have a different lived experience because of how they see the world. I believe even the shenanigans. I was hit by a drunk driver, y'all. Still got some driving issues as a result, right? Even that worked out for my good. $0. It's okay. And I say that to say it was horrible. Every time I get behind the wheel, I can think about that horrible person who drove drunk. I think he hit like 5 people along the way, and it was a whole situation. But I don't. I thank God that I didn't get physically injured, and I show up and keep it moving. Okay, and I'll keep moving. This is a quote from Steve Jobs, and he says, deciding what not to do is as important as deciding what to do. Y'all, I was just saying that. Stay with me here. Deciding what not to focus on is equally as important. I got to go a little bit faster here. Is equally as important as deciding what to do. What not to do is saying, hey, like I said, when you think about focus, you want to faith, focus, and follow through. You want to be very intentional about what you focus on, right? You want to use that brain of yours for your good. Okay. Now, I love this too. This is a quote from Albert Einstein. He said, it's not true that I'm so much smarter than everyone else. I just stay with problems longer. I focus on them. I just stay with them. People talk about how many times some people, amazing people like Albert Einstein and others, you know, Thomas Edison, how many times they failed at something. They were like, this is supposed to work. Like I believe that I can make this work. 376 times, right, of something not working out. And it was the 307. How many of us would have stopped at 10? Oh, I guess it was, moving on. So again, it's not that someone's smarter than you. You stay with your problems. Focus on the things that you were meant to do and watch the breakthrough. No one can be you. No one can be better than you if you allow yourself to be your best you. Hello, that's a big if, so stay with me here. Focus is not about what you say yes to. It's about what you have the courage to ignore. This is a slightly different way of thinking about focus, guys, because I know a lot of times people say, focus on this, focus on that. No, don't focus on that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's so important. Don't focus on some of those other things that you've been focusing on. You have to have courage to ignore certain things. So these are the activation steps on focus. And I can share this presentation with anyone who's interested. Just DM me, or he'll put my email up on the screen. It's Traci at livingpowerfullyapp.com. I'm happy to share these slides with anyone who's interested. So this is a focus activation script. And I'm going to move pretty quickly through this. And actually, I'm going to come back to this one because it's an exercise. And I really want you to think about what is moving you forward, right? This concept of you want to focus you want to give attention to the things that you want. We've already said this, but you want to do it with intention. So the call to action is start today, audit your attention like you audit your finances. Where is it going and what is paying dividends? So if you audit your attention, audit your focus like it was money, right? Like you would audit your finances, then you're looking at how you're spending your time. Think about your last 7 days. What consumed a lot of your mental energy, right? Sometimes we just did a time audit in this business cohort with Sabrina Jackson Gandy and Edward Newbins. And they had us doing a time audit, and I realized I don't focus enough on my business. I'm helping other people, but what about my business? So I'm like, done. Guess what? I'm filtering out people who can't pay for me to do work for them. No, I'm just joking. Well, I'm not really, but mostly I'm showing up for myself. I gotta have a thriving business so that I'm financially secure, and I'm showing up in community, offering free gifts like this. And I do work for nonprofits as well, and I continue to do all kind of free stuff in community. But that can't be where I spend most of my time. It can't be. I'm not independently wealthy like that. So come on, who doesn't love Kobe Bryant? He said the most important thing is to try to inspire people so that they can be great in whatever they want to do. So basically, he just did his best. He was best at his game. He was focused on his game. So he basically saying, you be great and inspire people to be great at their thing. Don't play his game. I can't be Kobe. Most of us can't. But you can be you, and by you being your best self, you're going to inspire others to be great in whatever they want to do. Come on now. So this is focus, if I had to summarize it. Again, it's about attention, right? It's about what you see determines what you seek. So attention, it's about energy. Focus up amplifies your power. So your energy matters, but it's also about filtering, having the courage to ignore whatever does not serve you. That's really the focus. So it's about giving your attention to the right things, what you seek. I desire peace. Then don't be thinking about war. I got to say that again for anybody who's stressed out about the war. I want more peace in my life. But I sit and I watch 10 hours of the war coverage. Probably not where you should be putting your attention. Hello? Come on, y'all. Work with me. And then your energy, your focus amplifies your power. We all have this power within us. So I got to keep moving. Okay. Filtering is so important. Having the culture. Filtering in is important, but what you filter out, what you have the courage to filter out, that is even equally important. Okay. So I'm going to move to the next thing. You believe it, you see it. Now, what are you going to do about it? What you do is what really matters. So stay with me, y'all. I got 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Give me some heads up, my handsome producer. So we're gonna move forward because follow through is critical. Follow through is where our dreams truly become reality. And I love this. Follow through is really about closing the gap, right? It's building that bridge. It's the bridge between what we believe, right, and what we actually experience in life. It's a gap between who you are and who you're becoming. I love this. I love this so much. Okay. Let me see if I can move forward. Okay. I love this. So this is a quote from Winston Churchill. He says, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. So this is about the doing, not what you say, but what you do. I'm part of a group called the Tacoma Pierce County Black Collective. And one of the doctors, his name is Dr. Vassell. He actually said, one of his health updates was, it's not about what you know, you got a bottle of pills and he, gets to the patient and the bottle is full. He's like, well, I got the prescription. He's like, but it's not the pills in the bottle that help. It's the pills that you take. Like, what are you doing, right? What are you doing? I'll keep moving. Come on, y'all. Who doesn't love MLK? He said, you don't have to see the whole staircase. This is another thing. You just have to take the first step. And I put in, or the next step, right? So follow through is taking a step, one step a day. I've been saying this for an entire year of my show, and I say it in different ways, but this is just another amplification of that, right? You don't have to see the entire staircase. Just take the first step or take the next step, whatever that is that's moving you toward your goal. And this is the formula. I'm giving y'all actual formulas. So you decide, you execute, you wash, rinse, and repeat. Hello? Simple. Decide what you're going to do. We said faith, focus, follow through. Decide what you're going to do. Execute, take that step, and repeat it. Do that again. So you can choose courage. I love this quote. You can choose courage or you can choose comfort. She said you can't choose both. So you have to choose, you have to decide, take an action, right? That is aligned with your courageous next step, just one. So here's your activation. Again, each of these have an activation. So you want to name the gap. You want to reframe your readiness. You'll never feel 100% ready. So readiness is a myth. So the action is the antidote to fear. So you want to reframe your readiness. I'm ready now because I said I want to do it, which means I got to do one thing moving toward it. I don't know what ready is supposed to feel like, but it just feel like. But you know you're supposed to do it, and you just do it. It's Nike in a way. So you make the commitment. I'm going to do just one thing. So you name the gap. You reframe readiness. I'm just going to do it, period. And then you make the commitment and you follow through. There's just one thing I'm going to do in the next 24 hours. So as I close, I think I have, 3 minutes, 2 minutes? Come on, give me some clarity here. So when you make this commitment, you decide what success looks like, what that next step is. And I love Maya Angelou. She said nothing will work. None of these goals, aspirations, things you say you want to do will work unless you do. Hello. So this is the follow through field picture. You got to start before you're ready. You want to be consistent. Come on now. And then again, you make a commitment. Make it to yourself, to someone else. And then you want to amplify your impact with these intelligent tools. I do believe once you get clarity, then we're able to talk about how can we bring in some other tools, things that will help you. But first, it's about amplifying your impact. AI does not replace your greatness. It multiplies it. And I love this. When you think about AI, some people are afraid, and this is true. Like, we're at the beginning of something that will be as transformative as the internet. So right now I'm saying join in, lean in, but first you got to be clear who you are and what you want to accomplish. The living powerfully with AI. These are leaders who leave a legacy. They have faith, they have focus, and they follow through. I got one more slide, and I think that's it. It's just the F words revisited: faith, focus, and follow through. And you don't just dream with us. We help you to make it real. And that is that. How exciting. I think I have some announcements to share. Did you all know? And thank you for joining me for this entire time. This is truly transformational. Thank you. So what I'm excited to share is that Rainier Avenue Radio is celebrating Earth Deserves More Than a Day this week, which continues with special programming tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time with a live broadcast from the Duwamish Longhouse and Cultural Center, followed by a special edition of the Film radio show at 1 p.m. Pacific time, featuring a presentation by Dr. Nancy Mesmer. And at 3 p.m., we have a panel on how climate justice ties in with systems of oppression. To see the full schedule of events, we invite you to go to earthdeservesmorethanAday.org. Oh my goodness, I love that so much. Y'all, I think my favorite show is going to be next. Am I right? Is Lidline Sports coming on next? Are my guys there? Yay! Lidline Sports, y'all. The fastest hour in sports, right here, hosted by Pepe Otis and Michael Carter. Stay tuned and enjoy Lidline Sports. And please join me right back here next week for Amplifying Impact, AI for everyone, and living powerfully with AI. See you soon. Is he giving me more time? I can keep going. Listen, you already know. If you want me to keep going, I can keep going.